Welcome back, Truth Seeker. April 15th, 2019, the big news story today, the fire at Notre Dame in Paris, France. No doubt this is an arson. This is a follow-up video to the first one I put out. I want to focus on the ritual that is being performed here in relationship to the president, Emmanuel Macron. So, let's take a look. Again, today has 58 date numerology, that very special number to Freemasonry and the Rosicrucians. Masons, the builders of such structures as the one burning today. The Rosicrucians and Masons related. The Rosicrucians themselves used to perform many rituals at this same structure. So today has the 58 date numerology to go with the gematria of the president. And from his last birthday, his 41st, to today is 115 days later, which is interesting because France has the gematria of 115, as does Masonic. Notice the 3 months and 25 days. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 325. That was the year of the Council of Nicaea, which has a lot to do with the history of the church. As for him being 41 years old, Notre Dame equals 41. And notice his name also has a gematria value of 148, like Notre Dame also has a gematria value of 148. So no doubt this is perfectly synced with his birthday. And as I explained when he was elected, he's another puppet president, another New World Order leader. The person he ran against, Le Pen, or whatever her name was also 58. And it came right after Donald Trump, the winner of the 58th U.S. presidential election, Washington, D.C., the headquarters of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry for North America. Anyhow, all across the world, it's Masonic rituals, puppet presidents, rigged elections, ritual fires. Don't forget that Freemasonry is the pursuit of light. Fires put off a lot of light. So from the date that Macron assumed office to today is 701 days later. In numerology, when you look at a larger number like this, the 0 in the middle is not worth anything, so the key digits are 7 and 1. Notice Catholic 71. You have the burning of this Catholic structure. Catholic, when you flip the alphabetic order around, is also 145. The date he assumed office can be written 14/5, like 145. We've talked about Catholic rituals in the past with these exact two numbers. Now, his political party, they were voted in June 18th, 2017. Macron's political party, June 18th, 2017. From that day to today is 666 days, 666. Notice that's also 95 weeks in one day. Interestingly enough, when you write out 666, it equals 95. Notice Notre Dame also has gematria of 95. September 2nd, 2018, we saw the burning of the National Museum in Brazil. We talked about how that was a Masonic Illuminati ritual. You can go back and watch my video from September 2nd, 2018. That ritual had a lot of the same numbers. The National Museum also 95. Two very important, very old historical buildings have burned now in close proximity to each other. That was 32 weeks and 2 days ago that September 2nd, 2018 story came. 322. Abrahamic religions equals 322. That's Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Also, with regards to the Catholic Church, right now the face of the Catholic Church is Pope Francis, who's the first publicly Jesuit pope. The formation date of the Jesuits, who were formed in France, is September 27th. The day leaving 95 days left in the year for another 95. Notice the name of the political party, which came to power 666 days ago. The name equals 105, like Masonry, like how today the fire is the 105th day of the year. This tragic day in history full of rituals, the assassination of Lincoln, the sinking of the Titanic. Be sure to see my work on the Titanic if you've never seen it. The Boston Marathon bombing in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts equals 260. Today leaves 260 days left in the year, like how there's 260 chapters in the New Testament. They're saying this fire began in the attic. Notice attic's 105. Saying the fire at Notre Dame began in the attic. And again, all this stuff is biblical. Bible 105. This holy building burning today by the numbers. If you missed my work on the Yellow Vest movement, that entire thing is a Scottish Rite of Freemasonry ritual. That's why it began November 17th. Please go back and see my work on that. Near the beginning, you had the damage to the Arc de Triomphe, the other very famous monument in France. From the date it was established to the date of the damage, December 1st, 2018, was 66,600 days. 666, again. When you multiply 6 times 6 times 6, you get 216, like the Gematria of the monument. If you missed my work on everything going on with the Yellow Vest movement, it is a Scottish Rite of Freemasonry ritual, the entire thing. And just as a reminder, from Pope Francis's birthday, the first publicly Jesuit pope, to today is 119 days later. Vatican equals 119, so does Francis, which sounds like France. Notice the 47 as well. France 47, fire ritual 119, all-seeing eye 119 days from the face of the Catholic Church, his birthday to today. Understand this stuff goes on all the time with Pope Francis and rituals. Getting 47 degrees on the Masonic compass out of France. They're saying, according to France 24, the cathedral closed at 6:45 p.m. local time, and the fire broke out 5 or 6 minutes after. 5 or 6, huh? Is that because fire ritual equals 56, like all-seeing eye, like Paris, France? I'm quite certain it is. Again, it's all Masonry. Masonry works by this code of letters and numbers and dates because Masonry is based in Kabbalah, and Kabbalah states in the Book of Formation that God created the world by merging the letter with the number with the word. Masonry based in Kabbalah. Again, today leaves 260 days, 260 chapters in the New Testament. All of this is biblical. Today has the 58 date numerology, Emmanuel Macron 58, Freemasonry, Rosicrucian, Secret Society, Rose Cross, Biblical, Pope Francis, Tetragrammaton, and so on. Rosicrucian also equals 167, like the name of the cathedral, the English name, and the French name. 167, the 39th prime, Masonry and Secrecy 39. 39 books in the Old Testament. Again, today also has 38 date numerology, Fire 38. Today also has a life lesson number of 31, Spire 31. The spire caught fire. And most important of all, today has 22 date numerology. Arson equals 22, meaning a purposefully set fire. Again, if you've been following my work, we've been keeping an eye on August 11th, Tisha B'Av, the day of Jewish tragedy. Today's 118 days till 11/8, August 11th, which will be another date with 58 numerology. 58 days after Donald Trump's birthday, the winner of the 58th U.S. presidential election, who's tied to the riddles with Macron, who represents the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, who has so much power in the history of France. You know where Trump is today? He's in Burnsville, Minnesota. This is a sick joke. And again, further proof of what I've been educating about and what I've understood for a very long time. This entire world is a puppet show. It's ruled over by a gang, a network, known as the Illuminati. Illuminati means in the light. Masonry, the pursuit of light. Fires give off light. Trump in Burnsville, the winner of the 58th U.S. presidential election, who announced he was running from the 58-story Trump Tower, who hired the 58-year-old Steve Ray for Inauguration Day. You know? This stuff is a sick joke. Trump in Burnsville. Also strange. Yesterday, this happened. Today it's in the news. The death of the Notre Dame basketball coach. Notre Dame, how we say it over here in the U.S. He died April 14th, 14/4, like Jesuit Order 144. Don't forget about Donald Trump, who went to Fordham University, the Jesuit school, with Pope Francis on May 24th, 2017, the 144th day of the year, right after he was in Jerusalem at the Western Wall, 811 days before August 11, 2019. This man died at age 81, ritual 81. He coached the Suns. Suns equals 35 like Catholic. There's a whole lot more to it, but just think about it. The death of this basketball coach the same day as the news of the fire. And also in the news, thank you, Kieran, for tipping me off to this. Speaking of Fordham University and the Jesuits, we have the death of this young woman who yesterday at the Jesuit school supposedly fell to her death from the bell tower. on April 14th, 14/4, Jesuit Order 144. Her name is Sydney Monfries, Gematria of 191 and 187. Just like Society of Jesus, the full name of the Jesuits. So, just want to give those updates. I will be on Sam Tripoli's Tinfoil Hat podcast today. Look for that later. I'm sure we'll be talking about this plus a whole lot of other things. I recently did a video on the sinking of the Titanic on this date in history, how it was a giant Scottish rite of Freemasonry ritual. Here's another one for the same day in history. As I always say, these people are very repetitive. They're very redundant. It's their code and their way of operating that gives them away. I should also note, in light of the fire at the museum in Brazil being September 2nd, which was a major ritual, September 2nd is the day leaving 120 days left in the year. Illuminati equals 120. It's what CNN coded into their headline that they've kept up all day. Paris is also on the 48th parallel, which is another Illuminati number. So today's also a span of 150 days from the beginning of the Yellow Vest protests. 150, another Illuminati number. Again, you want to know your 4 base ciphers, the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, and the rules of numerology. So we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Until next time.